What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host.
Hey, knock it off! There's a kid back there!
I'm in danger!
tdizzaster. And today we're just going to cover, some of the controversy that's been going on with, you guessed it, the Game Awards. And what's happening this year. And whether, some games got snubbed or not. So let's just jump right into it, shall we?
I'm at the go!
All right, so we're just going to jump right in here to the Game of the Year nominees. And most of these games came out fairly, well, not half of these games came out fairly recently. And I don't know if it's just the fact that some other games had gotten the snub for whatever reason. But in my opinion, I don't really necessarily like this whole entire lineup. Myself, Resident Evil 4 is a remake. It should not be on here, of course. I don't do the voting, though. And neither do you. The people that are responsible for these games being in the categories that they're in is the gaming media and influencers. They have all the power to vote on what goes in these categories. That includes your Game of the Year, Best Sound Design, and so on and so forth. And I understand the Game Awards they're mostly for, I think, the game developers and these companies to show their, crowning achievements and whatnot. However, I think the process should be a little bit different. I said this years ago, I think maybe in 2015, 2014, about the Game Awards when they were like really just starting to kick off. The process, I think, needs to be reevaluated, especially at the level that it's at now. I think it has a lot of gaming media and influencers biases integrated with this whole process, this whole with this whole video game award process and presentation. And I mean, I'm really not interested in watching it. I haven't watched it for many years. The only thing that I watched was last year's, and that was just for the Game of the Year. I didn't watch the whole show because I don't necessarily find these enjoyable, especially when you know the details that our votes don't really matter. I love how they put on their websites, like, they really want you to vote. Cast your vote. Tell others to vote, and it doesn't matter. 10% of the fans that vote go towards who is the winner. 90% come from the game's media and influencers. It says it right here under their fact page. Under the award processing, right here. Nominees for most categories of the Game Awards are chosen by an international jury of over 100 global media and influencer outlets selected for their history of critical video game evaluation. So being a critic, we've been doing it for 15 years, so we have more validation selecting these nominees than the people who actually buy the fucking games and experience them. Why is that? I really want to know, why is that? And if it is because it's just an award show for the developers, then maybe the game's media and influencers aren't the right people to be voting these nominees in. It's really that simple. Case in point, we have the Game in a Year nominee, and there's no Hogwarts Legacy. You kidding me? You're out of your mind. There's no Starfield. It almost seems like it's a games media influencer outlet bias towards these games. Maybe not necessarily Starfield, but Hogwarts Legacy, it got very political. There was a lot of uproar. People that were buying the game and supported it. You had people in the media outlets and the influencers, these influencers out here, calling them racists and bigots for buying a game that they wanted to enjoy. I didn't see Hogwarts Legacy on any of these categories. So I think the whole process, like I said years ago, I think the whole process of the Game Awards show, I think it needs to be completely restructured. And if it can't be restructured by Jeff Keighley, then I think maybe a competitor needs to rise. And, put the power back into the people who play the game. Put the power back into the people who support the game developers by buying their fucking games. Not the people who get their fucking games for free with review codes. How about, I mean, that's just a thought. I mean, to me, it seems like common sense, but, you know, who am I? Who am I to say? I don't think it's very, I think it's very disingenuous to really market your whole website for people to vote when 10% of their vote is what determines the winners. Right here. 90%. Voting jury is 9%, and public fan voting is only 10%. And then you're like, oh, fans can vote through all these other mediums. Why? Why do you need the fans to vote through all your Discord servers and WeChat and all these other platforms when it's only 10% of the outcome? Just knock it out and give 100% voting to the damn jury. Like, what is the point? It doesn't make any sense to me. I think this whole thing needs to be restructured, like I said. And I think if it can't be restructured, then a competitor needs to rise up. And I think a competitor needs to really put in the work, get some investors, and take over this shit show. And this is no disrespect, but that's exactly what it is. I understand there's a lot of hard work that goes into this and whatnot, but I think that there could be a lot more effort and a lot more passion that can go into this show. But who am I? It's not my show. We have very little to do with this damn show. We're just viewers. That's really all we are. I mean, it is what it is. I think the biggest game in this show that got snubbed is Hogwarts Legacy. I think it's a phenomenal game, and I think it got snubbed because all of the agenda, all of the rhetoric that was pushed around J.K. Rowling and all that, and we're not going to get into it, but I believe that one really got snubbed from this show, from the media bias and the influencer bias that determines what games go into each nominee. You could say what you want. Hey, it is what it is. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I just wanted to kind of spitball. I didn't really take any notes or write anything down, but it's just kind of off the hip, given my, you know, perspective on the Game Awards. It's a very bland thing, and the only reason, I'm gonna tell you right now, be honest, the only reason why I'm even talking about it and making a video about it is because that's like the hot topic right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't give a shit about this. You see a lot of people are talking about it and talking about games being snubbed, and you know, it is what it is. I just wanted to let you guys know, give you my perspective on Jeff Keighley's The Game Awards. So other than that, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do down below. You let me know. I engage with my audience. You know, I'm not like some of these other big people who, you know, say, hey, comment down below, and then you comment and they don't interact. They just completely ignore. You know what I mean? I'm not that type of person. So yeah, let me know what you thought of it. Like the video if you liked it. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed it and you're not subscribed yet. And as always, it's been your boy. It's been real, and I'm out later.